AMHQ week 2 of college football. So we'll forecast your tailgates. And since we're in between the peak travel seasons, we'll find you the cheapest places to go tomorrow on AMHQ. 29 minutes after the hour, getting everybody out of the house, getting everybody to work this morning. That's our job. Jen's in.
Friday
Ernest is
Eve.
in.
Oh, yes.
I like that.
Good morning. You like the sound of that?
I do.
Jim Cantori here.
Hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, everybody.
Beautiful in blue today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
blue
tried.
was
Look at this shot. Take
blue
camera
was a
two.
dominant
Apparently, I
theme
didn't get
this
the
morning,
message.
apparently.
We could go to prom together.
I mean, that's a real nice match.
You can
That's
go to
nice.
prom with Sam, too.
That's really good.
Blue tie.
That's nice. All right, let's take a look at the cities that we're watching for you this morning, get you up and moving across the country. Take a live look at San Francisco, because we'd all like to. And I'll tell you, this is just part of the story. California's got a lot going on today. So as we start to move the sun west and we talk about all of this, we go from fire weather to extreme heat to flooding. We've got rough surf on the coastline. So we got to wake you up, West Coast, to talk about this. Hey, how about a little look at New York this morning?
Hi there, New York. Rainy conditions this morning. You're looking at Times Square, and you're going to see more rain. You're heading into work this morning.
What are they doing now?
What do you see?
You can't dig up Times Square every 30 seconds. You just can't do it.
Well, Sam, apparently they are.
They are. Apparently, they have the budget for it.
All right.
And they're doing it. And they're going to see storms coming later on this afternoon.
All right. Let's get into the southeastern storms this morning, and we'll talk. Wow. I just can't believe it's like. Never mind. Let's get into the southeastern storms this morning.
Can you just leave it alone?
Can you just leave some roads alone, New York? Can you just let us drive? And this morning in the Gulf, those storms are popping just like yesterday morning, and they're all going to drive on shore.
Yeah, and they're now from west to east, as opposed to what we saw earlier this week. We're going to take you over to the wall, and we're looking at the Gulf of Mexico. We're starting off the area of Corpus Christi. We'll go through Houston, Galveston. We had some lightning there, and then sweeping into Louisiana, kind of crushing it right now with the lightning. A lot of it offshore. And also want to point out to you for Galveston, we actually have a special marine statement out there for the gusty winds. You're going to see some of those wind gusts up to about 35 miles per hour. Now, as I move out of the way so you can see a bit better, a lot of the action just south of Interstate 10. For New Orleans, you're going to see more rain working in. You had some problems with some flash flooding yesterday. You can start to see those working in. As we look across parts of the southeast, and we time this out today, this is 10 o'clock, seeing that rain, advance of the cold front that's going to be pushing through, and they're going to start to spread it more coverage. Storms popping up southern parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Atlanta. You're going to see this. So a lot of delays going to be popping up, not just in the northeast. Atlanta, you potentially could be seeing some of those as well. And speaking of Atlanta, your storm chances fast right around 3 o'clock. Some thunder yesterday was pretty active as we went through the afternoon. That's Atlanta. And then we look at Raleigh, North Carolina. Your best timing comes after you get home from work. And I know a lot of people are going to be rushing home because they're going to watch the big football game tonight between the Steelers and the Patriots, where they're also looking at the threat for some thunderstorms out there. Myrtle Beach, here's forecast 3 o'clock all the way through the evening. Chance of storms. Be careful out there because we'll be looking at some lightning, and Jim is going to talk more about the threat for lightning and the storms for the game tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the weather at this football game as much as the game itself. Regular season kicking off tonight. Steelers, Patriots, 8:30 at Gillette Stadium in beautiful Foxborough, Massachusetts. Let's take a look at the forecast, and you can see we have a chance of not just rain, but lightning. And that, as you know, is a game changer. It's a game stopper. Preparing for it, obviously, are the folks at Gillette Field. And think about even all day today, as we heard about earlier, there's the tailgating going on. There's people making preparations for the stadium. So it's the game before the game that's going on, and lightning, thunder, drizzle, rain, all a threat. So that brings the question, especially as we look at these computer models here and show you the rain that's going to be moving in, who gets soaked and at what time? Well, again, this is a high-resolution model. This run is about 2 hours old, so there'll be another one coming in very, very shortly. But look at what they do by 10:30 tonight over Gillette Stadium. I mean, it's almost pouring there, according to this model. Now, it's not going to be pinpoint, and it's not gospel, but the weather gets worse, it looks like, toward the second half. So who is better at playing in the wet weather? Well, you start with the leaders of the team, right? The quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger. Let's take a look at these guys and talk a little bit about what certainly they line up as in terms of quarterbacks in the rain. Both of them are gamers, so you can start off with that right in through there. But here we go. 30 touchdowns for Roethlisberger versus 22 of Brady. Both of them get it done, is basically what that says. Look at Roethlisberger's interceptions, though, in wet weather, 11. So 1 out of 3 is intercepted. 8 for Brady. Obviously, in the rain, you're talking about wet balls and through here. They're a little bit harder to throw. 94.5% quarterback rating for Ben, 92, so a little bit better, certainly, for Roethlisberger. Either way, this just tells me these guys are gamers. But look at Brady's yards, 260 versus Roethlisberger's 209. This is, Roethlisberger, he wants to throw the thing from end zone to end zone, and he can't do that, certainly when it's pouring rain out. And that may be the situation. Is it going to be drizzle or is it going to be pouring rain? That's a big difference in how you're going to throw the ball and certainly run it as well. Antonio Brown, let's look at the go-to guys. This is, of course, Roethlisberger go-to guy. Antonio Brown, tight end to Gronkowski here in 5 games, or in 1 game he's made 5 catches, 43 yards, so he can play in the rain. But so can Antonio Brown. Look at this, 596 yards, 36 catches, so he can play in the rain as well. Both quarterbacks, both go-to guys here. Absolute gamers, no question about it. So this all boils down to who wants it more, I think, at the end of the day. Who's got the home field advantage? And Brady sure has that. He has an undefeated record in the rain at home. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day. Again, guys, the HRRR model, which is one of the high-resolution models, says we get a break in the rain. All right? The RPM model says we are soaked during the storm. So at the end of the day, we're going to find out who gets to do the spike. All right? But if you really look at this,
do not go long. I know.
Come on.
Is this right? There's something wrong with this football.
I'll look into it. We'll talk to some of our ball handlers. So let's get into the news this morning. The top stories, Ana Rodriguez has those.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. We start with new developments in the cucumber salmonella outbreak. The outbreak now being linked to a second death. The CDC says a woman in Texas died after eating what's known as a slicer or American cucumber. The cucumbers are from Mexico and have been recalled. The outbreak has infected more than 340 people in 37 states. In Washington, D.C., lawmakers want to know why 3 million gallons of toxic sludge spilled into Colorado's Animas River last month, turning it bright orange. At a Wednesday hearing, the chairman of the House Science Committee called the EPA's actions in causing the spill inexcusable and negligent. The EPA says it was a tragic and unfortunate accident. They say they've spent $8 million on the cleanup. And if you like fast food, listen up. Your Egg McMuffin is changing.
What?
McDonald's says it is switching to cage-free eggs.
Oh, well, I like that.
In the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
The company buys more than 2 billion eggs a year. McDonald's says the transition will happen over 10 years at nearly 16,000 restaurants. So, yeah, it's going to take a while. Earlier this year, McDonald's announced that by 2017, it will use chickens raised without antibiotics. So this is a nod, Sam, to those who want to eat healthier and know where their food comes from.
And I think that's a lot of us. I think that's a lot of us. Very good. Ana Rodriguez, thank you so much. So it's time to check the allergy tracker because today we're looking at mold spores. If you want to look at your allergy tracker, you can just look at it anytime. Head to weather.com/allergy. But with that said, here's some brand new information out on the mold spores now. So you're looking at the red spots right now, and take a look at Idaho, look around the St. Louis area here. These are the mold spores area. The other thing you need to know is that ragweed is actually the big pollen that pops up this time of year. So make sure you check your allergy tracker for that as we get into the fall months. Some of the big cities that are having problems right now with mold: Amarillo, Wichita, Dallas, all of that because it's been warm. We've had a lot of rain, and that's perfect conditions for mold spores to pop up. Heat advisories all up and down the West Coast. San Francisco, we'll take a look this morning. Our temperature in San Francisco probably getting up to 82 degrees. We're live in LA to talk about all the things that are on the West Coast, from the big heat to the storms that will pop up in Southern California to the rough waves that are offshore. Now, here's the other deal. In central Kentucky, central Tennessee, a little bit moving into the western areas as well, we start to see that rain. Then follow the rain that's moved off the Jersey Shore for the most part, but right there around Long Branch, there's a brand new pocket of very heavy rain. That's going to slide across and make its way across Long Island. Nassau, Suffolk County, you're in line for that momentarily.
Delays at JFK as well.
This program brought to you by new Flonase Allergy Relief. Visit our allergy tracker at weather.com/allergy.
Flonase Allergy Relief, the only OTC nasal spray approved to relieve nasal congestion and itchy, watery eyes. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. See the world in a whole new light. Flonase. This changes everything.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 76. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
At book club, they were asking me what you're doing now, Janice.
Blogging. Your blog is just pictures of you in a mirror.
It's called a fashion blog, Todd. Well, I've been helping people save money with Progressive's discounts. Flo, can you get Janice a job?
You should have stuck to softball. I was so much better at softball than Janice did.
Where's your wife, Todd?
Vacation.
Discounts like homeowners, multi-policy. I got a discount on this ham.
I've got the meat sweats. It's good ham, Diane.
Paperless discounts. Give it a rest, Flo.
Yeah, Flo, give it a rest, Flo.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Just when you didn't think it could get any better, huh?
This time it ain't just about being fast.
Furious 7 Extended Edition with exclusive content and collectible packaging only at Walmart this Tuesday.
Everyone's raving. Age Defy from Clairol. The secret? Superior gray coverage that leaves hair looking 10 years younger. Age Defy from Clairol.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Turning in the grain again. The bells begin to chime. Time, she says, there's no turning back.
You can pass down a Subaru Forester. She's all yours. But you get to keep the memories.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
At the Friskies Playhouse, the cats and us are always busy, thinking of new ways to make treat time fun. That's how we came up with new Friskies Pull and Play. With tender string treats cats can eat. That part was their idea. Lucy always thought string should be edible. Chloe thought the same. And Charlie, well, he's up for anything, as long as it's fun. New Friskies Pull and Play with tender strings. The whole new way to treat and play.
Not so long ago, on a street just around the corner.
I'm home.
Hey, Dad. The force was strong between father and son.
You got it?
What are you doing, buddy?
It's my Ewok Happy Dance.
Of course it is. Today,
Hello. Hey, Daddy.
it is passed on to a new generation.
You got it?
Ewok dance?
Yeah.
And the circle is now complete. Walmart has always been the best place in the galaxy to get everyday low prices on Star Wars.
Hey, you working for Nature Made too?
Yup.
Go team!
You've heard about friendly probiotics, but why take one that only targets half your digestive tract? New Nature Made Advanced has dual strains that target your whole tract. Part of the new line of probiotics from Nature Made.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Hello? It's Dr. Moreno's office. Can you come in to talk about your biopsy results and bring someone with you?
Sign up for the walk and raise money so no one has to walk alone.
42 minutes after the hour with high temperatures climbing over 100 degrees yesterday in the LA area. It's going to be a little bit cooler today. Notice we're just going to say a little bit, but we've got a patchwork quilt of watches, warnings, and advisories out for the state of California. Crystal Egger, meteorologist with NBC LA, joins us live this morning. Crystal, I don't even know what color to pick and start with first.
I know, it's wild. I mean, who says we don't get weather here in Southern California? We have so many warnings and advisories, many which we could do without. out here in Southern California. Let me start there. We have also an air quality alert up to the north of us. That includes Fresno, where there's a fire burning. So we have heat and we have smoke in the air. We have heat advisories, excessive heat warnings, high surf advisory, flash flood watch. So a little bit of everything happening here in Southern California. We're going to chalk it all up to heat, humidity, and some thunderstorm activity because of a hurricane, which was a hurricane down to the south, Tropical Storm Linda. Let's talk about the rough fire. This is burning in the Central Valley. This is now the largest fire burning in California, and that's why there's so much smoke in the air, and a lot of folks there are being advised to stay indoors because of the bad air quality. Let's also talk about some of the temperatures. It was over 100 in the valleys, and then we had this yesterday, big thunderstorms with tropical moisture, so we're getting very heavy rainfall. That's why the flash flood watches are out again today. Mud and debris flows possible up in our mountains. Beautiful sunsets because of all the added tropical clouds here. This is a shot from Jim Grant. Los Angeles hit 101 yesterday, the hottest day so far this year. That's downtown at the USC campus, 95 in San Diego. We're going to do it again today, and we're adding a little more humidity, so the heat index is going up, and now surf is up as well. So a lot of people are heading to the beaches. Tropical Storm Linda sending a big swell our way. This is a great picture of a wave bow. So it's basically a rainbow, but a wave bow created by the spray from those waves. That's at Newport Beach, Sam, where we have the infamous wedge, and some of the wave heights at Newport will top about 8 or 9 feet this afternoon.
Yeah, you guys have big surf there as well. So, Crystal, I was trying to count as you were taking them off, and I think you got them all out in record time.
In there.
Yeah, you did. And there's a lot more to talk about. I know folks will be following you today as well on NBC LA. Crystal, thanks for joining us. As always, it's just a joy to spend some time with you. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the East Coast, because when we started the U.S. Open tournament, it was all about the heat. It was all about everybody having to sit out. Then as it ended, it was all about the rain.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at rain chances as we go through the next couple of days. And this is some video from yesterday actually showing you how the rain actually disrupted play. This was the court yesterday afternoon. And in the evening hours for tonight, we still got more rain, a second round coming right around rush hour. So you won't be dealing with the heat, but you're going to be dealing with humidity and the problem for wet conditions. So now let's look at the forecast, and we talk about Interstate 95. A lot of people are going to be impacted about this. And as we're going to start it off in D.C., thunderstorms out there, lightning. This is going to start off your day. You'll see it by the time you're coming home. And we're going to take a real slow drive up towards the north. This is kind of like real-time traffic here. We go from D.C., we move all the way up towards parts of New Jersey. We're going to go to Boston, but we stop off in Philadelphia. You could be looking at some of the ponding on the roadways, and it's not just 95. Some of these areas like 76, we kind of show you kind of that 3D view, and we go below the clouds. Then we stop off on another location of Interstate 95, and that includes New York, White Plains, 495. You're also going to be looking at anywhere between 1 to 2 inches of rainfall possible. We still have a lot of moisture to work with, but we're not just done there. We'll stop off in Providence. That's Anna Rittis' town. Hello to your dad. And in Boston, thunderstorms, flash flooding possible. And this, of course, is going to happen at the same time we have the NFL season kicking off with the Patriots and the Steelers. And this could be leading to some delays, maybe, especially with some of the lightning out there developing with these storms. Sam Champion.
All right, Jen, I was just getting some info on, we've got a brand new marine warning out in Galveston Bay with winds up to about 40 miles an hour there. So we'll talk more about that. We also have a radar to show you on the Gulf Coast. So we'll quickly just show you, and that starts from Corpus Christi and starts to move all the way up toward Houston. So there's Galveston right there. You can see the line of storms that's kind of kicking that off as you start to move up toward Beaumont, Port Arthur. That line of storms will continue to travel up toward the north and east at a pretty good clip and has some lightning with it. That's your shot of Galveston right now, which shows the clouds. As we continue to pan that radar a little bit east, we'll look toward Morgan City, Louisiana, and there's a sizable patch of showers, thunder showers involved in this. Look at the lightning that's going all the way across. This will catch up to Venice, Louisiana as well, on into New Orleans a little bit later this morning. We're in the tropics when we come back.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
What's up with this weather, huh?
Today's weather? Well, I'd get things done this morning because we've got some big changes rolling through this afternoon. Jen Delgado, let's show her where these storms are coming from.
We'll be seeing some heavy rains this afternoon, possibly causing some flooding downtown. So the kids' soccer practice, well, likely it's going to be a wet one, Sam.
That should get you started on your day. So now back to you.
Back to me.
Sam Champion on the Weather Channel. Weather precise.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 76. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When your windshield needs fixed, trust Safelite. For these parents, driving around was the only way to get their baby to sleep. So when their windshield got cracked,
we can't drive this car.
They wanted it fixed right. So they scheduled with Safelite. Our exclusive TrueSeal technology means a strong, reliable bond every time. At Safelite, we stand behind our work. Night-night, little buddy. Because the ones you love sit behind it. That's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through September 30th, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and receive your first 2 months' payments on us, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Weekdays on AMHQ.
I want to make sure everybody can get an idea of what's happening here.
Let's talk about that.
Let's lift the base of this.
You're about to see something you have never seen on television.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, week 2 of college football. So we'll forecast your tailgates. And since we're in between the peak travel seasons, we'll find you the cheapest places to go tomorrow on AMHQ.
52 minutes past the top of the hour. A horrible situation, certainly in the tropics. In the western Pacific, north of Tokyo, we had really the remnants of Itao just soak these areas with images as we saw them on Twitter and even what we showed you here on the Weather Channel this morning on MHQ that kind of reminded me either of the tsunami or of Katrina, quite frankly. People being rescued from their homes and whatnot. And that's Itao, the remnants really doing all this. And it doesn't have to have a name. It doesn't have to be a full-blown typhoon to cause 20 inches of rain. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's the remnants are worse. It's almost like the small snakes are worse with their venom because they don't know when to let go. All right, so here is, believe it or not, Kilo. We've been talking about this for 21 days. It may have a 22-day lifespan, but that'll be it. The record is 30 days, and you can see it's not going to impact these areas that were hardest hit. So a little bit of a break coming up and through here before a cold front gets pretty active. Let's move on and talk about Henri, east of Bermuda. Today, you kind of look at this and you say, well, it looks like the shear is in a little different position here. It's coming in out of the southwest as opposed to right across from the west, but it's still not really allowing this thing to wrap up and develop. If that wanes, even just a little bit, it's going to allow some of these thunderstorms to build around the center. But right now, it's still pretty discombobulated. It's a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm, and it may actually even stay that way if that doesn't happen, if it doesn't improve. And then it's heading off to the northeast, just kind of skimming Newfoundland. If it starts to unravel a little bit, certainly remember the wind field will unravel as well. So expect some windy conditions over the next couple of days in Newfoundland. The next wave we're watching is coming off the African coast right now, working its way on off toward the west, as they all do. Let's see if we can find this thing. Of course, we see the convergence going on down through here, so it looks like some kind of a wave possibly right in through here that's coming off the coast. Not too bad. That's exactly where it is, and that's probably where it's going to continue to move over the next couple of days. You can see the development area right in through here, south of the Cape Verde Islands. Right now, again, sitting at, I believe, a 20%. So not a high risk. It's going to have the same issues that Grace did. Dry air, shear eventually. I mean, it's just, the Atlantic Basin is not super conducive for development right now. Tropical Storm Linda. Looking at this yesterday, remember, what was it, 2 days ago? It was a major hurricane. Now it's a 45-mile-per-hour swirl, essentially working its way off to the west. This is the mid and upper level moisture, as we told you about, that was going into the southwest today. And it's still here. Very, very, very high water values sitting in this region today. We had a $1 billion flood in Yuma. All right? The dates and the cotton crop, they're going to have to salvage what they can down through. All the new seeds they planted, gone. Every one of them. So that's a horrible situation in Yuma. 4 to 6 inches locally. Remember, Yuma's annual rainfall is about 3 inches. So twice your yearly rainfall in one event. That's incredible. And more to come today, as you can see from the forecast. But I don't think the model's picking up what's going to happen here today. So watch out. Watch out, too, all the way up into the southern Sierra. Some of the moisture could sneak that far to the north. All right, next area to watch coming off the Pacific could get pretty close to the Mexican coast. We need to watch that, even though it is down to 40% now. So what is going to happen here is eventually all this stuff will consolidate. And potentially, as we look into early next week, the cold front that comes through the east and gives us a beautiful fall weekend. Always this time of the year, old fronts never die, as they say, but they can form weak areas of low pressure. And so the models have been consistent in that. They're not forming a tropical system yet, but it'll be an area to watch. Both models kind of agreeing on low pressure and thunderstorms in the Western Gulf. Something early next week, Sam. Back to you.
All right, and yeah, those old fronts never die. They just fade into South Texas and South Florida. We have an airport delay coming out of Houston right now, about 15 minutes out of IAH. JFK, you're back into delays an hour and an hour to 15 minutes there. Newark, you're in delays 15 minutes to 30 minutes there. That seems to be the run of them right now.
And here's why,
in the area.
because of the rain.
Yeah, this is exactly what's going on. Quickly, there's that new line of storms. It's moving through the 5 boroughs right there on the Sandy Hook area of New Jersey where the lightning is. It will cruise across the opening there into New York Harbor and move on up into Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau County, Suffolk County. You'll get these storms as well.
And another round later this afternoon.
And
all right, let's quickly get to the pictures that you shared with us. Let's start in Pennsylvania. Have you ever heard of a shark cloud? Well, there it is. You see
that
the
is
eyes.
clearly a shark cloud.
I see the eyes.
Yes.
I see the mouth.
Sharknado.
That is good.
Sharknado came to life.
Good.
I love it. And then our last image coming out of Orlando, Florida. It's a magical place there. Look at how the skies looked over Walt Disney World last night. Love it.
Yeah, most magical place on earth.
Get this out of here.
Same thing.
All right. Bye. Have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow. Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first. Thank you. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees. under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly to mostly Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weekdays on AMHQ.
I want to make sure everybody can get an idea of what's happening here.
Let's talk about that.
Let's lift the base of this.
You're about to see something you have never seen on television before.
Disaster in Japan, a former typhoon unleashing torrential rain and flooding. Raging floodwaters breach a levee, trapping residents. We're bringing you a closer look at the scene.
And rounds of storms from the southeast to the northeast. We've got the risk of heavy rain, possible hail. We're going to time out these storms and let you know who needs to be on alert.
This is Weather Center Live. We are in the lab. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
It's Thursday, September 10th, and here with us, as always, we have meteorologist Jessica Arnoldi.
Yeah, we have a day of extremes. We have all this extreme video from Japan, the water spout video that we're going to talk about. So a lot of interesting things to look at today.
And also you could say some extreme changes as well, along with some wild weather in the west.
Take a look at Southern California. It truly is a trifecta of weather here. We've got heat, the potential for flash flooding, and the surf is up as well. We're going to break down what's causing all of this.
And inside view, boaters found themselves very close, almost in a water spout. We're talking to the guy who caught the whole thing on camera next on Weather Center Live. Right now, though, let's go to some dramatic scenes unfolding in Japan as we get things going here on Weather Center Live. Areas north of Tokyo seeing so much rain from a former typhoon, leading to scenes like this.
Look how high this water is, nearly to the rooftop, and people are on the rooftops awaiting for rescue. So this is from Joso City in Japan, and the rainfall from what was Typhoon Etau contributed to river flooding that has left this town completely covered in floodwaters.
And you can see just the scene here, people on their roof. There were rescues, as Jen, you mentioned, and the extent of it when you see homes being washed down like this. You know, talking about a levee breaking, we don't know exactly which part of the town this is taken in or how close it might have been to that levee, but this is an awful lot of water. And look off to the left here. You see that tree? This water just seems to be coming, and just as the rescue's gone, that tree goes.
Yeah, I mean, things are moving in the water. The water is moving.
As the rescue's happening right here in the middle.
The Kinugawa River was the river that breached a flood berm. And the BBC reporting that, Chris, these floodwaters actually moved 5 miles, reached 5 miles from the point of the breach.
That just shows you how much water is associated with it, that the water can keep gushing through that breach. So now we're looking at some of those rainfall totals, and you're looking at, in 24 hours, more than a foot of rain, beating some records, and in some cases closer in a couple of days, looking at almost 2 feet of rain.
And this is more than double you would expect in a month, and they're getting it in 24 hours. So this is a tremendous amount of rain, and it's not the first storm that they've been dealing with here either. It's been a very active season in the West, and we'll have more analysis on what's going on here when we continue our coverage right here on Weather Center Live.
All right, and we're also keeping an eye on some changes happening in the Northeast. It's been so hot lately, it's eventually going to cool down. But oftentimes when you go from one extreme to another, you get out of an extreme, it can be a bit bumpy.
That's for sure, and it's happening across portions of New York State. Look at that. We've got lightning. That is a cloud to ground strike, Chris.
Yeah, it certainly is. No doubt about that. You can see it going up to the cloud and then right down to the ground. And this happening just, it looks like, outside of the rain. See the rain off to the right?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
just outside of the rain.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was avoiding the rain. Look how it just kind of arcs around.
Oh, so, and this is why you can't wait till it starts raining if you hear thunder. You need to go inside the first time you hear that thunder. Let's look at what we are tracking for you right now. We do have some active weather out there. We've got some rain across central Pennsylvania, rain finally getting up towards Binghamton, New York, finally breaking our dry stretch, and rain heading into New York City, too. You can see a little batch of steadier rain now exiting off the coast of Jersey. What you'll notice is that you've got the winds from the north here and then winds from the south or even a little bit to the east here. We do have a front in here, but you'll notice that when the front comes through, it's not that you're going to notice a big change right away. There is rain on both sides of the front. Philadelphia, here we go in Center City. Some more showers coming our way. We've got rain up here again. Another batch of rain heading over towards the western end of Long Island. No doubt there'll be more delays at the airports, including at LaGuardia. And then watching for some thunderstorms, tracking them now. We're heading out along the Cape and Boston. We're watching very closely your forecast today and down towards Foxborough because, of course, the Patriots are home. We've got football tonight to talk about, Chris, and we put this into motion. You can see we've got more rain and thunderstorms expected right through the afternoon, right into the evening. So while there'll be some breaks, it's not necessarily going to be a long break. So be ready for showers and storms today, Chris.
All right. Also, we certainly saw some showers and storms yesterday throughout parts of the southeast. Let's take a look right now and show you what a lot of this heavy rain has done. This in New Orleans. And as you look, you can see here, looks like a manhole cover has burst or at least popped off. And you can see just how much rain and water there is on some of the areas here. So this in downtown New Orleans. At least certainly that's what it looks like. Let's take a look at the radar right now and show you the airport's right here. No rain out of this yesterday. And New Orleans is over here, what you think of as New Orleans, like the French Quarter and whatnot. And then that's where the rain came through. And then right here, missing the airport, but more than 2.5 inches of rain. That's what can happen with these thunderstorms and the very heavy rain close to the Gulf.
A lot of moisture potential out there for sure. And we'll see that again today. We got some spots to watch for you. So go to the southeast. We've got some showers and storms out there. We've also watching up here into eastern Tennessee and southern Kentucky, a couple of showers right now too. But the heavier stuff right down here, not too far from Morgan City in southern Louisiana. A few showers in Birmingham area, also into the Atlanta suburbs, well north of town. We got a couple of showers up there. More to come today, though. Take a look at this. So this is the future radar. Look how everything sort of lights up into the afternoon. You have a chance of getting showers and storms. It's not a guarantee that everyone will get it, but if you don't, likely your friend on the other side of town will, and that's what we'll be dealing with right through this evening. And then we'll get a break, at least for the overnight.
And it seems like a little bit of a break right now in the Atlantic as far as hurricane season goes, but we're really in the heart of hurricane season right now.
Today, the peak.
So, yeah, today or tomorrow, Jess? I think today or tomorrow, heart of hurricane season. It's kind of debatable, isn't it?
Yeah, the 10th.
The 10th. Yeah, so today's the 10th. So, yeah, today's the day. And coming up, why you shouldn't, because of this, close the book on the Atlantic hurricane season just yet. Plus, this scene in Japan. We'll try to break down what's going on here.
This program brought to you by Nexium 24-hour for all-day, all-night protection from frequent heartburn.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Selling 18 homes? Easy. Building them all in 4.5 months? Now that was a leap. I was calling in every favor I could to track down enough lumber to get the job done. And I knew I could rely on American Express to help me buy those building materials. There are always going to be unknowns. You just have to be ready for them.
Another step on the journey. Will you be ready when growth presents itself? Realize your buying power at open.com.
You tuck here, you tuck there. If you're a toe tucker because of toenail fungus, ask your doctor now about prescription Keratin. Use daily. Keratin drops may kill the fungus at the site of infection and get to the root of your toe tucking. Keratin may cause irritation at the treated site. Most common side effects include skin peeling, ingrown toenail, redness, itching, and swelling. Tell your doctor if you have any side effect that bothers you or does not go away. Stop toe tucking and get the drop on toenail fungus. Ask your doctor today about Keratin.
These little doggies are great.
Come here, little doggy. Sit. How cool is that?
Not at all. What are you doing?
I'm training my little doggy.
Watch this. Get in my belly.
How could you?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggy starting at $1.29. This is how you Sonic.
Hello? It's Dr. Moreno's office.
Can you come in to talk about your biopsy results and bring someone with you?
Sign up for the walk and raise money so no one has to walk alone.
Look at us back in school. I had the whitest smile. Now I'm gonna show up to the reunion with this whole situation.
Oh, please, do what I'm doing. Use Crest White Strips.
Crest 3D White Strips remove 14 years of stains.
I knew I recognized that smile.
Crest 3D White Strips, the way to whiten.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Real accurate.
This affects you.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89, chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 76. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Hey, you working for Nature Made too? Yup. Go team!
You've heard about friendly probiotics, but why take one that only targets half your digestive tract? New Nature Made Advanced has dual strains that target your whole tract. Part of the new line of probiotics from Nature Made.
What Duluth Trading Wild Boar mocks feel like. What Duluth Trading Wild Boar mocks grip like. Duluth Wild Boar mocks with no slip grip. Comfy like a fuzzy bunny. Grippy like a big bad boar. Get a pair. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Hi, Tom. How's the college visit? Does it make the shortlist? Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
Knowing our clients personally is why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6, so you are greater than your allergies. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
And we're showing you now some more very dramatic images coming out of Japan this morning. Big rainfall here, a breach in a flood dam or flood berm. All of that combining to give you this. We have rescues that have taken place. People had to move to the rooftops to be rescued. This is happening in Japan, about 30 miles to the northeast of Tokyo, and it's really all hands on deck. Military helicopters right here are out there performing some of these rooftop rescues.
So let's get right to it right now in Tokyo. Jonathan Oh is joining us now, a meteorologist in Tokyo. He's joining us via Skype. And Jonathan, can you give us an idea of what's going on right now?
Good morning, Chris and Jen. We are right now seeing a little bit of a break in the rainfall here in Tokyo proper because of the system moving toward the north. However, that rainfall continues to move toward the north, closer and closer to the northern portions of Honshu, which is the central island of Japan, and into Hokkaido. And because of the rainfall that's still falling, and we're talking about high amounts of precipitation, that's flowing down the river, and that's causing more like an effect, an avalanche effect, where more of that rain is still coming down through the Kinugawa River, which is right in the center of Joso City. That's the city that you're seeing a lot of the pictures coming out of, with all that rain and water that's moving through those homes that are just devastating those who are living there.
What caused this flooding? Is it the river, or is it the rainfall, or both?
It's a combination of two factors. The main factor is the fact that we've had rain for the past several days. We had a tropical storm named Alto moving through the western portions of Japan. That was interacting with a stationary front, a seasonal front that we usually see around Japan this time of year in the fall. When we had that moisture coming in from the south and slamming up against that front, we had even more moisture and interaction. And then on top of that, now we go into today where we have another typhoon named Kilo toward the east. That's sending in some more of that unstable air. That interaction is just causing the rain to constantly pour through the area. We had the train of this rain taking place throughout the entire evening last night and into the morning hours. And so on top of the consistent rainfall that's been taking place, we had that levee breach that took place during the morning hours, and that just made it even worse. It made it much worse than what it could have been just with the rain that we've been dealing with for the past several days.
Okay, Jonathan, so we're here in the United States. You're in Tokyo. We're seeing pictures and little video clips on the internet from national media and world media, but you're there in Tokyo. You're a lot closer to the scene, a lot more local media there. Is there anything that's standing out or anything that you're hearing the local media that helps put perspective on what's going on?
I think the biggest thing that you have seen already on the video is the helicopter rescues, the fact that people are on top of roofs. We don't see that type of imagery very often, and when people are trying to climb to higher elevation because they have nowhere else to go, that's what's really compelling. In fact, one particular image that I saw was a man holding onto a pole. He had just a little area where he could have stood on there and was just holding onto a pole for an hour before a helicopter could reach this person in order to rescue him. So, I mean, these are just some incredible pictures, but at the same time, very heartbreaking to see people having to deal with their homes constantly just flooded with inundation of water throughout the area.
We only have about 30 seconds, Jonathan, but was there any warning? Did people know this was coming? Did they have a chance to escape?
Other than the fact that we were expecting a lot of rainfall, there really was no way we could have known that the levee was going to breach. I mean, there's expectations that it would be in place, and so when it gave way, there's really not much else that people could have done other than to just stay wary of the weather situation.
All right, Jonathan, thank you very much for your perspective there in Tokyo. We really appreciate you joining us.
All right, thank you so much.
So we'll continue to follow that story, and as Jonathan mentioned, still rain coming down in the area anyway. So more in the tropics, also more on today's active weather.
AT&T and DirecTV are now one, which means you can watch movies while you're on the move, sitcoms while you sit on those, and even Fargo in Fargo. Binge while you lose weight, and enjoy a good cliffhanger while you hang from a why am I yelling? The revolution will not only be televised, the revolution will be mobilized. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
I could get used to this.
Now you can with the luxuriously transformed 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid.
10 years ago, we were united by the tragedies of Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. Today, we are united by hope. Citgo helped those in need then, and in the decades since, we've heightened our social responsibility efforts to further improve people's lives. Since 2014, to commemorate the hurricanes that brought us together, Citgo has pledged nearly $2 million to continue restoration along the Gulf Coast. Visit CitgoCaringForOurCoast.com. Citgo, fueling good.
I'm lucky to get through a shift without a disaster. My bargain detergent couldn't keep up, so I switched to Tide Pods. They're super concentrated, so I get a better clean.
15% cleaning ingredients or 90%. Don't pay for water, pay for clean. That's my Tide.
Defiance is in our bones. New Citrical Pearls. Delicious berries and cream. Soft, chewable, calcium plus vitamin D. Only from Citrical.
Hurry in! Buy one, take one is back. Tonight, enjoy breadsticks, salad, and your choice of entrees. Like smoked mozzarella chicken. Then take home another entree for tomorrow free. It's 2 delicious nights of togetherness. Buy one, take one, starting at $12.99 at Olive Garden.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, week 2 of college football. So we'll forecast your tailgates. And since we're in between the peak travel seasons, we'll find you the cheapest places to go tomorrow on AMHQ.
You pay your car insurance premium like clockwork.
month after month, year after year. Then one night, you hydroplane into a ditch. Yeah. Surprise, your insurance company tells you to pay up again. Why pay for insurance if you have to pay even more for using it?
If you have Liberty Mutual Deductible Fund, you could pay no deductible at all. Sign up to immediately lower your deductible by $100 and keep lowering it $100 annually until it's gone. Then continue to earn that $100 every year. There's no limit to how much you can earn, and this savings applies to every vehicle on your policy. Call 1-844-530-9771 to learn more. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $509. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-844-530-9771. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This kind of weather, all bets are off.
Here's to the fans, the players, and the game that make Sunday night our favorite night. NFL kickoff tonight, then Sunday night is football night, only on NBC.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. Low 76. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, getting a bird's eye view here from the flooding that we've been following in Japan. And we're going to get to the tropical update in a moment, but standing by is hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. Michael Lowry, when you saw this video, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
Well, I mean, it definitely conjures up memories of what happened here in 2005 during Hurricane Katrina, but the flow of that water is much more intense than we saw generally with the flooding in Katrina. That's a river there, so you're seeing a river flow versus, the surge that's coming in. Yeah, it's just incredible. That's from the rainfall, folks.
All right, so you and I are going to talk about the homegrown storms in a moment, right?
Yes.
But first, let's get the overall on the tropical scene right now.
So 8. We're at 8. The count is 8 for the season in the Atlantic. I'm going to talk about the Atlantic Basin and where we are here tropical-wise. We now have Tropical Storm Henri, and I'll get to that and where it's going coming up. We also have another area to watch coming off the coast of Africa. There's another spot in the very active Eastern Pacific to watch. Tropical Storm Linda, is weakening but still out there. And Kilo, still has a couple of days left in it, maybe 1 or 2. But let's take a look at Henri. So winds at 40 miles per hour, became a tropical storm last night. It still doesn't look terribly like it has its act together. We watch it curve, and it will eventually move over some cooler ocean water temperatures. That, plus we do have a front that's going to be heading off the coast of the U.S. So watching it make this curve and turn and then track over towards the east. Winds are going to be at 50 miles per hour Saturday morning, extra tropical as we get into the weekend. You can see where it is right now. The low-level circulation is still over here, and the convection is still over here. So it's still not all lined up. Thus, we're not expecting any rapid strengthening. And then this is the next area to watch as it continues to track towards the west. We're going to be watching this area. It does have a chance of development, but again, like every other system this season, we'll have to watch that shear and the dry air across the Atlantic. And with that, let's talk more about the next spot to watch for development with Chris and Michael Lowry.
And as we take a look at where we're going to see storms or potentially traditionally see storms develop, let's talk about what we've seen so far this season.
Well, we got off to an early start this hurricane season in May with our first named storm, Ana, and that was close to the coast, and we had a few of them close to the coast. But once we got into July and into August, we started to see those systems coming in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. So far, Chris, 8 named storms. That's ahead of schedule in terms of, usually we don't get to 8 named storms until late September, but most of those storms have been weak and sort of short-lived, especially the ones out here. They haven't made them across, these storms haven't made it across the Atlantic Ocean, just getting caught by that wall of wind shear that we've been talking about.
Okay, so you're talking about that wall. They start going, it's a long way to travel anyways.
Yes.
So you're going to run into potentially a lot more characters, atmospheric characters that can kind of disrupt the flow.
And you can see what I'm talking about. These tracks are just sort of shortened here, especially here in the main development part of the Atlantic. It's an El Nino year, so the winds at the upper part of the atmosphere coming from the west are stronger than what they would normally be, and this is that wall that we're talking about. Literally, these storms, when they hit that shear, it just tears apart the thunderstorm tops, doesn't allow them to continue to get organized. In fact, they weaken, and that's what we've seen from these storms this year. So I would argue that if the El Nino wasn't there, these storms at least would have made it into the Caribbean and maybe potentially as far west as here in the U.S., but really having to focus on those systems that are closer to home, because those quick spin-up systems worry us a little bit. We don't have a lot of time to prepare for them, and during El Nino years, you can get the systems, you can get the development closer to home.
Well, can we talk about kind of how this happens?
Yes, so generally, especially once we get to October, you can get these cold fronts that come down that stall out over the Gulf of Mexico. Those are natural areas for spin, and that's usually where the storms try to form. And in fact, we have in the Western Gulf come early next week, some of our models are hinting at lower pressures along the tail end of a front. So something to watch, nothing serious that's showing up in the models, but something that we'll watch going into early next week.
Because things can change going down there.
Absolutely.
All right. Jen?
All right, well, we have a couple of fronts that we are tracking, and one could cause severe weather, so we're going to watch that risk today. Plus, we take you back to Japan and some of these dramatic flooding images.
My theory is pretty simple. Happiness before cleanliness. Gooey, flaky, happy toaster strudel. Now with more icing.
A witness when you set the world in motion. The Ram ProMaster van, and introducing the all-new Ram ProMaster City, purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
It's back to school time. And breathe happy.
Before we discovered Fingerhut.com, my budget watched me like a hawk. But now, thanks to Fingerhut.com, we can shop with low monthly payments on over 275,000 items and growing from brands like Samsung, Rachel Ray, and Keurig. Go to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve today. Fingerhut. Oh, I bet it's the kids' new Xbox. Yeah, you get that.
When cigarette cravings hit, all I can think about is getting relief.
Only Nicorette Mini has a patented fast-dissolving formula. It starts to relieve sudden cravings fast.
I never know when I'll need relief. That's why I only choose Nicorette Mini.
At the cruising altitude of a 747, our bodies will be literally dying.
Everest is the most dangerous place on Earth.
Oh, to the top of Everest, Alan, we made it.
The storm of the century is headed your way.
Oh no. That's the wrong way! We're all getting down together.
Everest. Experience it in IMAX 3D. Rated PG-13.
Fall is in the air at Lowe's. Get your home ready with the season's biggest savings, like up to 20% off Level or blinds and cellular shades, plus $10 to $40 off all